Say you're willing to give the benefit of the doubt to Navı Junior. I'm not so inclined, Hugo.
All right, all right.
Scathing review. Man, bit of Inferno. Ah, classic. All good games go here to, I was going to say die. That's not a good thing. Uh-oh.
Live? Yeah, maybe they're just, even Na'Vi are holding.
Hang on.
I think it is live. I think we are live. It's just a very slow round.
Okay, okay.
Na'Vi with a default at the beginning and Nip waiting to see if there's a rush at B so they can quick rotate. We often see CTs hang around and spawn, see if there's a faster approach. But right now, nothing of the sort. It will still be B. And in fact, with this setup from Young Nınjas, no one deep in pit or Raps, they're going to have very quick rotates available. Linus with flashes lining up right now. He's going to lob them in, and maybe they can stop Na'Vi before they even get involved. These flashes done nothing. There's one more, and there it is, perfect. Then2K does get an entry. An Unbroken Blind will follow up. Those are good starts for Na'Vi. This retake, while you're going to give it a go, you're not optimistic.
Yeah, all three coming through the coffins together. Crossfire between Pit, Dark, and Nubox. This is going to be rough. And, well, it's gone about as well as you would expect. It's nice, it's clean. And Na'Vi, they come in, getting a pistol under their belt right away.
Nice. Yeah, I imagine a force comes right in for Young Nınjas, though, especially on a map like Inferno. Equal odds for parry match, all right. Not bad. 4 rifles, Na'Vi, they know what they're up against and they want to keep it as clean as can be. Expecting some aggression, and perhaps we'll have it, Harry, with this many HE grenades. Question is, do Nip push off the back of it? Or is it just some sort of grime setup? Linus with 4 nades at long. It's one way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like terribly uncommon that once a nade's gone into middle, you might feel more inclined to peek it because you're like, oh, they've naded. And then there's going to be a bunch of them. You're like you're like a mortar over at long, just poof, and then poof, and then.
Is he going to be peeking and throwing them though? Because if he is, like, is he throwing them over the wall? If he's peeking and throwing them, they have rifles. They could just bop him on the second throw.
I'm not saying I love it. It's an idea.
One. Boom,
one nade.
Not bad. Oh, we're safe now, we're fine. Two boom.
Nades. And then they go, okay, there's no more than 2. And he's waiting, and I like the decision to wait. Then, this is actually this is sick. All right.
Well, at 3, you surely expect a 4th, don't you?
No, there's no way. You're like, that's it, they're done.
Is that all of them?
They are done.
Oh, I thought there were more. Ooh, lovely shot. And yeah, you've softened up head trick at least. It's not a bad idea. And those are lovely deegs, almost a third. Going to drop the smoke, just trying to live now. Puts out the Molotov preemptively. Unbroken's got to run him down, manual mode. Got to clear it in the clutch, but Fen2K spammed him instead. And CZ in the face. Fen2K trades again, but Young Nınjas are giving us a reason to believe in their force.
Hell yeah, they are, man. Now up through the short side. Unbroken down here in the pit. A lot of this going to fall onto his shoulders, you imagine. Oh, the flash is good. It gets the pit player out of commission. But Fen2K on for the ace. Not going to get it, of course.
They never do.
No one ever does. Unbroken steals it away.
That's fine. Forget the ace. You want the round. You want to keep it clean. You don't want to, offer up a route to a reforce for Young Nınjas. Just take those full USP rounds while you got them.
Look, man, everyone always says, oh, they don't care about the ace. Here's my view on it, right? Rounds, games, they disappear after you're done, but the HLTV stats page, that lasts forever. Let's listen in to the Na'Vi comms.
Флеш уже вот. Да.
Голова
Флеш.
Видел меня.
Бомб.
Давай, левее,
Я фул.
Я фул. Нормалик 5.
Фул, яма. Мид.
Пушит лавку убил.
20. 20.
Го под век, игл 20. Я бомбу забираю. Давай. Обратно мид пуш тоже.
Я каждый. Там голев.
Давай мид идем, парни, 1 максимум. Дал дым КТ, сейчас даю ему электтройку. Давай. Дал ему электтройку, дал флеш над КТ.
Мид. Найс. Я с тобой. Давай.
Ласта игрок. Аккуратно плант.
Пусть нет.
И-
Рыбы нет.
Я делаю фейк плант.
Можешь ставить.
Ставлю.
Забрал в КТ. Максимум форму можете им забрать. КТ не буду обновлять. Я на тачку отойду.
Забери 90 пока что.
Можешь контролить, можешь
Да,
контролить.
давай.
Я буду контролить. Он без армора.
Ты можешь забрать КТ.
Может под конец рвать. Я до молик ям под конец.
Ты, по идее,
Бомбу
тут
взорвал.
засейвишь.
Да, я засейвлю. Хорош.
Давай,
Супер,
блин.
парни. Обнял.
Already things are looking better for Navı Junior. More focused in than at least Mirage so much appeared. Ben2K 8-0.
Yeah, he's close to beating his Mirage performance
Didn't want to
already.
say it. Didn't want to say it, but there it is. Cat is out of the bag, but Nipper coming in with a full buy.
Yeah, up for Fuzi, you know, you mentioned it back on Mirage. He never really felt like he was getting tested in a big way, never needed to step up massively. Probably going to be a different story with donning that up now on the CT side of Inferno. You want to get all your mileage out of it while you can. Little A-pop for Navı Junior. All right, nice bit of long util to try and cut these angles off. Linus wanted to go through that smoke, but decides against it. Missed shot for ZTR. Zapek does respond with a nade, and another nade. Oh, Rolf actually steals it away.
Oh dear, Fuzi's just dropped the bomb in middle. It doesn't matter even if you get these entries, which you're not. You can't go back into the orb. It's a lose-lose. So may as well frag out while you still have the chance. Minute on the clock, and the second you turn from pit, the pit player peaks. So Young Ninjas on the board, nice and early on. They arm themselves well with AKs too.
Big Rolf down in the pit, though. He do be looking good down there.
Yeah.
Right?
That's his man cave.
Yeah.
Get him out of it.
Dude, yeah, look, this nade was about to do it.
Oh,
Rolf
it
just
hit
couldn't
him
let
as
him have it.
well. Wow. That's crazy for Fuzi. Scopes up as the peak comes in. Couldn't be much better than that. And yeah, Na'Vi rebuy, but already starting to see the lacking come in. Latic, no AWP, only Deagle. So boost up, put your AWP in position. Oh dear, the Molly climbing, but only really tagging Sapek. Luckily enough, Fuzi still has this ang. Na'Vi might have to flash their way through the smoke or up the ramp. Player is going back to spawn, but yeah, there it is. Gonna line it up, Fuzi. Blind shot perhaps? Very close.
So close. Drops Somali, might be tempted to re-swing, and yeah, he is still keen to keep this control.
Just lets his team get freed up so much. Na'Vi, their little fake take on Banana has done nothing to dispel this setup. They're going into the Lion's Den.
And that's the problem with going to the Lion's Den, mate. That's where all the lions live, isn't it? Sapek over here at long.
Back they go.
Oh, they leave in middle. ZTR, he gets that info though. Mid looks clear. Fuzi's now been blinded. The illusion that this was the A play should be wiped clean. He's going to hang around.
Ooh,
going back in off of the
crazy.
flash. It is ballsy. He's just going to get out of there. That Molotov slows them down even more. Flash into pool. Trying to keep them out of this site. And now Fuzi needs to deliver with the AWP. Linus helping him out. And between the two of them, they're looking to get this round over the line. Fuzi just trying to buy time, but can't stay alive too long. Still time for the plant. Does ZTR want to go through? Doesn't opt to try and deny it. Instead, waiting. Boost up for Rolf.
It's fading soon. Oh, no, they must have re-smoked it, my bad, but don't really have many options here. You don't have any util to do other than this smoke back in dark. That's going to be uncomfortable for Unbroken. He might have to change position. He's going to try. No one's going to punish him, though. Out he goes. Rolf with a kill. All that stands now. 4 health. Doesn't really want to leave the headshot angle, but the kill isn't coming to him, and so he goes for the chase. Kit and time. Second round on the retake, and that is lovely for Young Ninjas. They've got to be happy with that. Fuzi, so many chances to hit those shots down B. You know, the re-aggro is very risky, but doesn't punish him at all. Gets away with daylight robbery. You're very, very happy that you could get that over the line, considering how uncomfortable that retake is. But the smoke's really nice. I'm surprised that the back quad player doesn't, or back dark player doesn't just sit in it for a little bit longer. Time could have won you the round there if you're Navı Junıor, and now they're just down to pistols.
Oh, mid-aggression. ZTR wanting to get stuck into the fight. Up shot misses for Fuzi. ZTR's been discovered, but the ult mid-peak is watched over by that Molotov and smoke combo right now. ZTR's got a lot of angles to bear in mind. He might just want to get out of here now that he's been given the window to. Hanging around, flashing middle and Unbroken. Oh, makes out like a bandit. It's not traded. The nade might be good. So low.
God.
Oh, more nades. Dude, the nades have been really keen. Really nice. Minus. All that's left over towards B. Needs to hold on. And the nade will get him. Mate, so many nade kills in this game. Now down to the 1v2 for Latic.
It's Inferno after all. No smoke, he's going to have to dry run it. Tries to cross, and Fuzi won't let him. I don't know why ZTR stayed on that angle. He was so exposed. Like, he didn't know about the underplayer, that's one thing. But he just stayed on the ramp. He could have run banana, he could have run back through the smoke, but...
Yeah, I mean, it even looked like that's what Safek was trying to help him with. Like, yeah, mate, I've smoked ramp. Come on, let's get you out of here. ZTR's like, nah, man. I've seen some things. Mid's my playground now.
Yeah, he just sat still. Like, hands off the keyboard. Nice nades, but ultimately with no smoke, you're not going to get past Fuzi. Dry peek in CT. And Young Ninjas immediately come back in with 3 of their own. It's another half buy for Navı Junıor. Still not enough cash. And there's a pick.
Yeah, I like that Fuzi's kind of warming into this, right? He's had a lot of opportunities, hasn't converted many of them, but we're getting to the point now where it's feeling a lot more consistent. Another peek for him. Another chance. Oh. Just a little bit of a wiggle there before the shot, and that's all it takes to miss. Molly going to slow down the apps push. One man does make it out into middle for a brief moment. Little glimmer of hope. However, it's quickly shut down. And it's a chance at a very clean round here. Young Ninja's going to keep 5 alive, providing they don't give Unbroken anything.
Yeah, not even eco hunting here. They're just waiting for him to move out of the apartments. You can see everyone was set up for it. The call had been made, so nice patience there for Young Ninjas. Keeping a 5 alive round is going to be good in the long run. Navı Junıor, though, they double ecoed for this buy with pistol armor and lots of nades. We didn't really see what they wanted to show us. They got mauled in middle by the AWP. So they've got to come in with something huge here. On the other hand, NIP, let's listen to their TS.
Ja, om Love kommer
ja,
och...
Love hänger med. Kom Kalle, jag kommer visa en setup.
Du kan inte annars om du vill läsa. Det funkar det också.
Kan du stå och hålla one way?
Ja, jag går sandwich. Håll du flash bakom Anton.
Jag lägger Axel smoke om du vet.
Jag kommer molla close till dig.
Mollo, smoke och koja.
De la där. De la topparna. Jag vet.
Du står höger där.
De rushar topparna.
Du bil.
Han är där.
En bil. Fuck, brann upp.
Jag kommer be.
Han är fast i bil höger.
Ja.
Jag
vet inte vad jag söker den alltså. Jag kommer locka smoka.
Han lär mollo boiler.
Love, jag lämnar dig i solo B. Ja, akta gapet.
Våga fyra nu. Ja.
Hon kan inte mitt där. Han kan på mitt nu.
Ja, Marie, wide. Kom. Vänster. Häng med mig. Jag kommer wide. Ja. Okej. Vänta. Okej, fuck. Ja, backa.
Han kan upp på långa.
Han wide. Jag nidade. Ja, kan vi upp på. Chilla, Kalle. B.
Jag kommer B.
Häng med mig.
En förbi pool. Kan vara
Han är late. Han är maxen till.
Han kommer jättelate.
Maxen till.
Han är ett åt också.
En pool, ja. Ingen trä. Om du överlever bara, Love.
Jag kommer ta vapen i hus.
Han var säker min förut.
Ja, jag kommer ta vapen.
Jag går in och
han är Mexico i mid.
Ja, jag kommer.
Jag låter dem inte springa iväg om man är topp här.
Han kan ha backat upp.
Ja, han var inte ett uppe. Nu är han där.
Nice, bra.
Oh, that little apps fight got weird, didn't it? But I'm learning Swedish. I know what back means. Back.
Back.
Whoa, pimpy.
What's he pulling out today? Come on. Oh, throw it back in. Catch and release. That's the kind of guy Pimp is.
Dinner is served.
No, that's not catch and release. Here you go.
Dinner is served. I said what I said. Catch, release, catch it again. If you catch it twice, it's yours. Them's the rules. 1.4 odds to Young Ninjas, doubled up for Na'Vi, and we're already starting to see Nip come into their own. Very blind. Sapek, he will go down with his ship. He is a true captain of his boat. Last round sat in the Molotov. He was double mollied, he had nowhere to go. Oh, that's awkward for Linus. Needs to be a quick rotate. ZTR just lobbing in his util. No one committing though. Re-smoke in CT. Fuzi's got more nades, but they think they've crossed in. They have not. Finally now, Na'Vi make that move happen.
Yeah, actually, this delay, I think, could cause more problems for Na'Vi. It's given time for the boost to come through. And I like that ZTR, he's often, you know, he's very, very good at knowing just when to quit, when's enough. That's why that bottom mid play felt so unusual. Like there, though, good example of him just ducking out of danger, getting away with the kill that completely turns the tide of that round, and just playing the 3-on-2 out at that point. 6-3, Young Ninjas building back into a CT side that they can be proud of, perhaps.
Yeah, a lot of low econ rounds in this game, and none of them have really made any effect for Na'Vi. They've been 3 alive every time for Young Ninjas, so that's reassuring, because while there should be those, you know, the clean rounds, if any rounds are going to be clean, those can be the hardest ones to get past. The Deeks, the Tech-9s with nothing to lose, jumping through smokes. But Young Ninjas, don't let them get out of control. And that has huge consequences in the long run. More nades, you talk about the damage we've seen. Fen2k eats him. Maybe 12 and 6, but now he's on 4 health. Just sat back on a default for Na'Vi. They haven't had Latic on this AWP, so we'll be going soon. No need to wait for him. Fuzi's AWP. Maybe heard scoping on site, but he'll come to them. Oh,
dude, that's only a tag. That's wild. I mean, you know, he'll take that traded damage, I guess. Like 2 of these players now, a molly tick away from death. Now waiting for this bottom B aggression. It's something that Young Ninjas have been keen to push, but I don't imagine you're going to get given it in this round here and now. Smoke off at long, maybe going to try and wrap CT, but if Nipple does that, he's got to get past this double hold, and Fuzi is able to keep it in the 4-on-4. Now the B play by the looks of things, right? Trying to fake this A control. However, Young Ninjas are already pulling bodies back around to this B site. There's going to be a flashing pool to try and set Linus up for something. It's a high flash instead. Linus, regains control for a moment. It looked dicey. That second flash, as he turns from it, is where he meets his maker. Fuzi's hiding in the coffin smoke, waiting, playing the fade, playing the denial.
No.
But he's lost his teammate.
He's
still fighting this. He knows that 1 kill, dropping the bomb, even delaying the plant, it could be enough. Oh, Fuzi! Misshot the second time around. And unbroken, the man he tagged to 19 HP earlier on is left in the 1v1.
I think Rolf heard the weapon swap, so he knows he's up against an AWP. How's he going to play it? Oh, full stick. The AWP can't swing. Does the AWP call it? Does the AWP even get there in time? No! It does, actually. Na'Vi win the round. I thought that was a defuse coming through. Just about unbroken. Wall bangs his way through the coffin. Nice try for Fuzi. Damn close on the second shot. Just constantly throwing himself into banana, or into B rather. Full banana attack, and with Fuzi actually fighting through it as well. They're going to boost him up. He's really been getting involved. For for good reason. Fen2k picked again. That is the top performer. We see this sometimes for Headtrick, like he has these incredible opening maps, and then, you know, so hard to repeat it. I think it was the Astralis Talent game where he did the same. He went 30 and 14 in the first map of Vertigo. Then they run the map back, and he's, you know, he gets like 15, 20 kills, but just, it's so hard to repeat it. And when the one guy who did step up coming into this game keeps getting first picked, it's not going to help your confidence. Oh, on the fade. Probably would have had a kill.
Dude,
there,
I was going to say, a lot of good things.
rifles.
Sapek was there to help out because that looked ugly for ZTR. He does get bailed out. Now the info on that jiggle that there's another man over towards long. You're starting to piece this one together if you're Young Ninjas. Sapek waiting over at long to isolate this player. He's gotten past ZTR. But this is where Sapek's trade should come through. However, Headtrick slipped the net. Latic is still working short with the AWP as well. Headtrick and Sapek are having their own fight. But now's not the time for these personal grudges. A killer to come through, and it doesn't. With Headtrick dead, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
And the response is immediate for the Ninjas.
Latic's just stuck in a bubble there. He can't go anywhere because he's waiting for, you know, to give Headtrick space. Trust me, I've got this long kill. No, there's another player here, another guy from the kill feed, and just couldn't hunt him out. Sapek with a nice flick to find him. The A-hold is perfect. Even though timing's a hit, it's just up against such insurmountable odds. And one of the first T-side AWPs, maybe even the first T-side AWP, and it just falls on dead ears. 3 and 10 on Latic. Compare it with Fuzi, obviously hard to, considering it is CT half, but he's having an excellent game. Rarely missing. Oh, mid taken. And Banana as well. Young Ninjas rarely throw themselves through this smoke and take full control, but they've got it now. And no one here to stop them from Na'Vi. Just going to decide to early pop A. The danger is here is you're going to get flanked down mid, and that's going to be a very quick retake if Young Ninjas want to risk it. And right now it looks like the commit. It's pretty evidential at this point. Out through middle, Fuzi blind with a kill, and the flank's not even needed because everyone's getting mauled. Only that P250 out apps, and Young Ninjas, they're just going to fight him with pistols. You want it, come get it.
Yeah, quick and clean again. Those are the kind of rounds you relish in. If you are a Young Ninjas fan. Might need to do something about this this banana control that's been coming through time and time again in the rifle round. I think it's given such a presence over towards A in all the A rounds, and you know, for the most part, you know, you've been able to rotate back towards B in time. I also think B's where Na'Vi have had a pretty good success rate.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind them. Yeah, I like it. They're challenging Banana. Headtrick's gotten far deeper than they're ready for.
Well, that's the thing. We've had Fuzi play the half wall or the car so many times that it just allows Sapek to rotate long. Like, you think about the previous A attack where Sapek and ZTR doubled up on long. Nice shot for Headtrick. But Linus is here, and you know, or you at least think that there might be another B player because Fuzi has been B so many times. So yeah, just the control that Young Ninjas have had over Banana this entire half has allowed this constant 4-man A setup that Na'Vi have just been waltzing into, and they know that. So, like you said, B has been good to them, so they're going to be good to it. Coming back in, Molly, Fuzi, it's at least going to give him audio cues, potentially, and the double kill. That's just despicable. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, and Fuzi's loving it.
I think he's mocking the smoke. He's like, yeah, go on, Linus. No wonder we keep you losing B, bud. That's why.
It's fine, run through it.
Not past it. Oh, Linus, though, might not be able to throw a smoke, but my God, can he tap ahead? Now, he doesn't want to give them a reason to believe. He's going to instead tuck in and wait for this flash out of ZTR. However, Nipple was one step ahead. When he wasn't refaced immediately, he would have anticipated that they must have a flash coming. 1v2. Not easy, but not impossible either.
No time.
Yeah, that's his biggest enemy right now. Enemy of us all, mate. Tap. It's the commit. It's the stick. They're swinging it together, both out of ruins. And yeah, Young Ninjas, they navigate that one well. Never really give it the room never really given margin for error there.
Yeah, it's so sad for Nipple because that's actually the like best play. He can't fake it because he has time, right? But the timer, the clock isn't the problem. It's a smoke. If he fakes it there, then by the time and say Nip don't peek him, right, and they just call his bluff, then by the time he goes back for it, the CT smoke's faded, and then he really like he has no option. If he sticks it, he dies. If he fakes it, he runs out of time. They're gonna fight. So. Yeah, that's a really rough round. He at least gets the money near the end of the half for Na'Vi to rebuy, but I don't think sticking it, it seems obvious in hindsight, but you never know when you're going to get swung and when you're going to get respected. So lovely round out of Young Ninjas again. Just Fuzi's having a great time. Playing up to the camera as well. Always good for the brand. This guy always buys Julies as well. I've seen Julies on him like 6 times this map. Right now on the Deagle. But here's Na'Vi, running wild out long.
Yeah, and there's actually only 2 here because Fuzi was at B early. So down in the pit, Rolf and ZTR need to hold on. Unbroken
Nice.
and Fen2k will get the entries, brushing aside the AA hold. Down in the pit, you've just seen the smoke. Fuzi's going to try and spam it out. Broken, tucked in, just a little too deep down there. And so now we're propelled into this retake. Zapek with the apartments flank. If you time this well, it can be devastating. Right? If it's as, the long play comes in, the short push, and all their attention's divided, you might be given a little more room, but dropping util ahead of time, now they know he's in the apartments. They're going to be looking at it, they're considering it. He ends up on shore after all. Kills are found, though.
I don't
and
know.
that's close, but I don't think they've got it, mate. That's 5 on the board for Na'Vi Jr. Just runs out of time.
Ooh, you take it. You take what you can get at this point in the game if you're Na'Vi. Like, you've not been given a whole lot on your T side. And so it's not comfortable, but it's around. And Na'Vi, the only downside, one of the major ones, is you lose absolutely everyone. So these rebuys are going to be really weak. If you want AKs, you've got to forfeit utility. If you want utility, you've got to forfeit firepower. So they spread their cash across, but I don't think Nip are too worried. They're feeling confident. Time is the biggest problem as they waited out that motor smoke for Fuzi on long, who swapped off the AWP. But in reality, they got all the kills, man. They looked real good. Oh my god, that's just style points. That is style points to a degree I've never seen.
But that is really, really cool. It's, you cross, dude, that's like F-16s, bro, fighter pilots doing
the
these
red
cool
arrows.
maneuvers. Yeah, that is awesome.
Unbelievable. So
It's
what are they
also
lining
sick
up?
because they're not, you're not like when you do that normally and you're just standing there and you put a bit of forward momentum on it to get the nade to go far enough. Normally, if they're spamming the smoke, you just both get tagged throwing that nade. You're running left to right to get the momentum.
Yeah.
And you do it past each other. So, if they're spamming, the odds are they don't hit you because you're just running wild through middle.
Oh my god.
That's really
dude.
cool, man. That's really
it's like,
cool.
You're not just blind throwing a nade down mid that might land in pit. Those are lineups. They're going to land in pit. All I'm wondering is, at what point do you know when to throw? Because you're doing you're swinging with it. Is it when you hit each other? When you cross? Because they were perfect, man. That is beautiful.
Dude,
Clip
that
ship
is
it,
really
rehearse
cool.
it.
It would not surprise me if top teams pocket that one.
That's unbelievable. We learn stuff from these academy teams. They pull out some utility that we just don't see at tier 1. So, yeah. Kids, man, they're nuts.
They're the future, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, look at this.
I've always thought that.
Oh, the opener's found, though, right? We can talk about the nades till the cows come home. It doesn't matter if you don't find the round on the back of it.
Well, don't count them out yet. Low health. I'm just gobsmacked right now. I need to watch that back. Can't walk forever, but you do have that apps flank that Fuzi's waiting for. Coming in over the smoke. Motor smoke, not pretty. Missed completely, and that's causing some paranoia here for Navı Jr. Molly, deep flash in front of apps, but got to check below you, and you got to do it quick. Time ticking yet again. Unbroken, just don't peek, just hide. He will trade a kill, and that's lovely. Round coming in for Navı Jr. Couple on A right at the end of the half. But in general, Young Ninjas running the show. UD off the charts.
Yeah, I mean, dude, throughout this game, the nades have been remarkable from them, man. I think it's equally as impressive. The Fen2K's up there at 300 as well.
Rolf's not even throwing a flashbang. Never heard of him. But yeah, this is, I want to watch that back, man. It's going to come up in the replays, I'm sure, but woo! Just stylish, unnecessarily stylish. I bet there's a way easier way to line that up, but why bother? Why bother? Is it enough for Na'Vi, though?
Well, you know, all in all, it could have been far worse. Like a 6-round T-side, it's definitely workable, right? Especially when we've seen the plights of a T-side Inferno for some of these teams in the league. Now, as to whether or not you're going to get a weak T-side out of Young Ninjas, I'm not so sure. This is always one of the teams, you know, we've kind of credited as being able to come up with compelling T-sides alongside the likes of Mao's NXT. But, you know, Fuzi could have a rougher time of it, even though he's normally someone who can still find impact with a T-Orb, which is a rare quality to have, by the way. You know, it's not every game. You know, like, the kind of odds are against you somewhat with the T-side AWP.
It's good on Mirage, had impact, but yeah, definitely a harder map to do so. I think we're all just waiting for round 15. I hope I haven't set it up to fail, but I have faith. Yeah, the collat from Fuzi. Not bad either. Look at those. Airstrike. Dunked on. And we're getting into the pistol. We're going to hear some Na'Vi comms.
Яма
Флэш
есть.
дал первого.
Second.
Дал
Второй
второго.
яма. Второй мид. Яма один.
Бум.
Хорош. Второй мид. Го яма.
Почти яма.
Яма.
Два яма.
Яма стрейфит. Second. Second.
Яма еще.
Second. Push me.
Nice.
Second. Last.
Вы не умирайте.
Пик от меня.
По контакту вашему пикну.
Он
Он
отошел.
отошел.
Он ушел.
Шел.
Б фейканул.
Забери метро, можно.
Контроль если вернется. Ну, окей. Я смотрю.
Контрольте метро давай.
Может ковры пойти.
Я, может, стрейфлю.
Я отпустил, пацаны, 1,5. Чек на ковры. Я более разведу. Я метро и второй мид чекаю. 1500. Не вижу.
Яма.
Яма.
Я дым ему отдал.
Хорошо.
Nice.
Хорошо, парень.
Harosh all around. Nice. Little pistol found for Na'Vi Jr. And that can be their way back in. A path crafted to the comeback. If they find the conversions, they're looking to go 9-9. And we do have the T-side force brought to the table for the Young Ninjas.
Yeah, this is a costly one. Off the back of no plant either. Got to have a game plan for this. Going to be setting up with the bomb in apartments. Smoking boiler, not in mid though. Molly instead will do. But as soon as he's fade, Young Ninjas are ready to commit. Got to get that smoke in very soon. Yeah, there's always the fear they're going to jump through it. That fear's going nowhere. Flash and smoke. Lining up in ult. Long cutoff. Couple of boiler men. Going to be heating up this round, squeezing their way out through the hallway and running up short. Although they stop in the middle for a moment at least, waiting for the bomb to rewrap. Apartments come out on the pit side. Bomb's alone. If bomb can't go first. If bomb dies, that's a massive problem. Grenades in the pit. Unbroken lives only for a second in the back of the site. Head trick doubles up. Now coming in from long, he can't escape. Latic only good for one. And with the bomb making its way deep, they're going to get a good plant for pit as well. Usually you want a rifle to spam this, and so fortunately ZTR has found the gun from Unbroken's body. He can spam a defuse through the box. With the motor smoke in as well, you've got to reroute.
the molly on Fen2k could be big for forcing the pit fight. You were not ready for that swing to come out of ZTR. It was ballsy. The whole round really felt like it hinged on him winning that fight, but he did.
Dear.
Doesn't win the second one, and now Rolf gone, fed to the wolves as well. There isn't a kit on Nipple, but I think he's got it just fine. 8-9 now.
Yeah, that's so overconfident. It's kind of like what we saw from Fnatic Rising earlier. Remember when Regali had that 1v2 and he just, like, you know, that one was more just maybe self-doubt and he wanted to change spot because he thought they weren't coming from long. But this, I don't know what this was. ZTR just swings out and Rolf, you know, you can only hide so long.
Well,
Bit of a shame.
dude, the saddest part is like Rolf is not the one to blame in that. It felt like he's just trying to trade the swing from pit.
I think you think you've already won the round there if you're Ninjas, and ZTR's just thinking, yeah, I want to get out with this gun.
It just like it kind of almost caught him off guard somewhat. Like the swing even happens, and then he tries to go and wide swing it himself, dinked immediately, which is the last thing you're thinking is going to happen up against that MP9. And then I think the reality sets in that, like, we haven't won this yet, boys.
Yeah, I think I agree with you when you say you can't really blame Rolf. Like, ZTR put him in that position, but if he, you know, the fact of the matter is if he didn't let go of control, he would have won the round. There was about a second left on that EV's not even. So, less than ideal.
Oh, man. All I'm saying is I know who the bomb was planted for.
Yeah, no, I agree. And actually, I say ZTR's trying to get out. I didn't catch his health, but it was a deep plant. He should have lived.
Yeah, it was 29 health. So, you know, I think he would have been all right.
He would have lived. Regardless.
Right. The odds.
Awkward.
Kind of coming a little closer together now.
You rebuy here. Absolutely, you rebuy. Like that, you should have won it, but it was a crazy force anyway, and now you got, you know, Galil's armor. You've got enough nades to just execute into B. And God, Na'Vi, I don't know. I wasn't watching earlier what happened, but they were both in CT spawn, late to the B bomb site. But back in they come, and they will retake Banana, or at least feign that they're doing so. Car control, and they actually push back in as well. Grenades are lovely. Look at the damage. 2 players on 40, and the boost up not there in time to catch that player peeking. Molly is ready. Young Ninjas, do they want to announce it? It's a good little god flash, but Molly anyway, and there's more where that came from.
2K, they're up above him.
They're trapped.
But a nice little flick, and the Molly keeping the rest from pouring through.
Oh, dear.
This is grisly, man. That Molotov that just splits the push in half. You know, the old saying, divide and conquer. I think it was Little Caesars who said that one. And 2K with 4 in the round.
Yeah, Brutus round there coming in from Na'Vi. And there's not much that you can do about that, but now you've really ballsed your half up, or at least a start of it if you're Young Ninjas. Not only did the force bite basically get thrown in the 2-on-1, but now you just get melted with the Galil force. And the buy was good, but I didn't think that would happen to it. Nice molly timing from Na'Vi to cut them in 2, and Fen2k with a flick upstairs if he didn't get that. Woo! Talking a very different round. Now just pistols for Young Ninjas. A chance for Na'Vi to take the lead back for the first time this map.
And look, man, this is a good showing of restraint for Na'Vi Jr. They're not going to overextend here, right? Don't need to. It's Young Ninjas feeling all the pressure, feeling the tides change. And the tides, they do be a-changing. Full moon really does increase the likelihood of being fed to the wolves here, Hugo.
Those wolves are hungry, Harry. You hear the bark. Go deep enough in apps, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a growler. Roar, XD.
Yeah, you ever seen the growler in apartments? You can't see it. I don't know if anyone knows that.
Maybe you can't.
Look at this, in the sight, nice little crossfire. Once again, you know, good show of restraint, not offering themselves up to these pistols. They play a close sight crossfire, and it's It's a ticket to a 10th round, and the lead now gained.
Yeah, this is very scary for Young Ninjas. Obviously, we haven't actually... This is their first full buy in like round five of the half, so it's fine for now. I'm sure they have more to show, but this could have not been over, but it could have been pretty... a damn sight closer to being over. Now, Na'Vi, giving them a reason to believe. And Fuzi's Orb, I mean, it's just going to be invisible for the first 8 rounds, or first 7 rounds of this second half. Luckily, Latte can't get one out either. Yeah. Next round, I'd imagine. Young Ninjas do take top B. Yet to have the brackets, but they're in no hurry.
Well, Bidmas / Bodmas does dictate, Hugo. You gotta do the brackets first.
I never thought I'd hear Bodmas again.
Yeah, well.
And I'm sad now. Thank God I never needed it, nor used it, nor ever will. I'll just Google it. I'll pop over mid though. Molly on short. Could be a good nade, but Nip just back out. And oh, Na'Vi have lost a lot of info, and they're only now starting to rotate that third player off B, but they doubt it. Headtrick with a read, deciding to stay here as it's very quiet in the middle right now. Young Ninjas about to execute into the stack. Na'Vi, if Headtrick can keep the pressure up from CT, his sight players
He's
can
got
prosper.
an incendiary, double incendiary in that.
Oh dear. We hot.
They've thrown them both out, and oh, Young Ninjas smoked the first one, but then they go running into a second Molotov. It's only a bit of damage. It softened them up, but ZTR's given all the entries. That third man never even able to get involved. And somehow, like, Young Ninjas shouldn't have gotten out of the round this scot-free. This should have been competitive. But instead, they might even have 5 alive.
As they say, Scott is free. And trying to hunt the players on the exit. Headtrick could not escape. Latic will. But Young Ninjas, they are laughing after a round like that. They go into a full stacked bomb site, like you said, with a double Molotov. And they make out with a double entry from ZTR. Plus, he plants. He does it all, man. Calling, entering, planting, and closing the round. Latic's 4 and 16. Hopefully, he just buys an AWP now, right? Like, drop over the Galil, buy an AWP, show us what you got. We need it now more than ever.
Do the Rick and Morty line.
Okay.
You know, you said, show us what you got. It's like,
show me what you
there
got.
we go, mate. Because you're very smart, so you've watched the show, I bet.
Oh.
But I'm not.
Oh.
And I haven't.
Oh. There's some good moments, but
Nah, it's a bad show nowadays.
yeah, I don't want to overhype it because that's just
Yeah.
There's better shows. Like In the Night Garden.
Dude, why are you talking about that?
It's a classic.
Have you watched it recently or something?
Yeah, all the time. Every night before I go to bed, it just calms me down.
It is good though.
It's calming.
Like
Very confusing.
Iggle Piggle, Upsy Daisy, the whole crew, Macca Packer, exactly. But right now, Young Ninjas, they're going Macca Backer down through banana.
Oh, it's good. Nades over the top. Do very little. Oh dear. There is a trade. Nipples caught on coffins, but the AWP is also here. Back out they go. Back it indeed to mid. But at this point, you've got to be ready for anything if you're Na'Vi. Don't have that mid control. Long smoke. It's an apps pop. CTR has one flash. It's got to be a god flash. And with the angle that Unbroken's holding, it's so easy to dodge. Does it go over the halls or does it go over the mid building? If it's the mid building, it won't do a thing. It's a good flash, though. Unbroken just looked down to drop a smoke. Headtrick's in the pit. He does trade. Double up for Headtrick with the headshots. Linus tries to chase, and even though Headtrick was on the right angle, he's not going to be able to find a third. Did all he could. Bomb planted. And this is a post plant that Young Ninjas cannot overface in. They have to close it.
Dude, this is so unfortunate. Like, Fen2K's low from earlier. And so the AWP's been removed from Latic's hands, mate. He can't seem to keep it. They're going to call the save.
No way.
And, mate, I don't know if that's a save call you necessarily make if Latic were playing a regular game by his standards. But the fact that this guy would have to do everything in a game that he is really struggling in, I kind of like that they cave to that. They play the long game. It sucks. You're not happy about having to call the save in the 2-on-2, but you at least keep that AWP. Something the Latic, you know, while he possessed in the round, he didn't get to use.
Poor guy. That is a shame, isn't it? But what can you do? And I think you also know, like, you've gotten very lucky with some of your retakes in this game, but that was not one that Young Ninjas were like, yeah, man, let's just fight them on the retake. No, they were fully tucked in.
Let's just swing, lol.
Let's just swing, lol. Like, what can go wrong? They haven't got time. They've probably not got kids. No, Young Ninjas were not about to make that mistake another round. And so I think that, that sets in for Na'Vi. They've picked their post plants, they're set up. Who knows what kind of util they have to cause more annoyances. And so back-to-back rounds, Young Ninjas, they may have bottled the first few rounds of the half, but as soon as you give them guns, they put them to good use.
I like this. Like, just trying to get stuck in. Hedrick will deal with the first contact that's made. And he actually keeps his aggression going. There's even a push over towards the apartments. But after a while, after about 15 seconds, they start to depart. Nipple is continuing with the aggro.
Latic just threw his AWP. Like, he dropped it to Hedrick, and Hedrick didn't take it. He said, no, I want you to get back in. I want you to...
Nice guy, Hedrick,
yeah, I respect that. Like, it would have been very easy to take it. Nipple.
Trigger discipline.
One, and double down. Maybe a third, but Sapek looks to the sky. Walking through the mid-smoke. Oh my goodness, the timing. Poor Unbroken. Poor old fella.
Dude, Latic just got pulled over towards B as well on a rotation, so it's only Hedrick in A, low on HP.
Phew.
Dead after one. Still, he's kept them in this. He's kept them in with a very good chance. Latic with this AWP. Finally a chance to shoot. Guy has not fired this gun since he's owned it. Sapek's rooted in through the apartments.
This is so nice. He's going to play short.
Really taking his time here, and this is leaving Fen2k all alone. They're anticipating a pit plant, and Latic might just die. Carmen in through middle. Other man's gotten past and not ready for it. Fen2k keeps that round in the bank of Na'Vi Junior at least. Some timings missed, some timings hit, but in the end, the 2v1 prevails.
Dude, that was scary, man. If Fen2k was like making noise on short, Sapek would have known that he had both players there, but not aware how close that second player was. Could have been a monster clutch. Instead, this game goes on, and you still got to feel for Latic. Knife out in middle, just walked on. Much like Unbroken as well in the first place. He was a guy pulling a smoke, just getting peeked with it. Such an annoying way to lose a round, or to lose a fight rather, but at least they win the round, 11-all, and this game's got it all. Fuzi, first T-side AWP himself. Latic mollied. He's going to hang around, but can't stay there forever. And it's right after he leaves is when they enter.
Yeah, it's clear that his confidence is shaken. He feels like he can't get a read on the game. Sometimes, and I really mean this, sometimes it just takes you to have one moment, one round where you put up even a kill to remind you that, like, oh, okay, there we go, I'm back. But when all you've been used to is failure, and it just seems like there's more failure in sight, you feel very bleak, you feel very defeated. You know, you're second-guessing every swing you take, every fight, every move. And you can't afford to be like that when you're donning the most expensive gun in the server.
And it's crazy because, you know, this game is neck and neck. If we just have a couple of rounds out of the guy, like, Na'Vi could run away with this one.
I mean, I do want to say, he still hasn't shot the AWP yet. Despite having it for 3 rounds now, hasn't fired a bullet.
Well, here we go. 40 seconds. They don't have the bomb, though. Sapek's got to go back and get it. That's caused a bit of a delay. It's at least forced a smoke out of pit. If you want to wait it, you can re-molly that position. And Unbroken's going to be in a world of hurt. Flashes over. Latic smoked off, of course. Not able to play in. Both sides of long smoked. And we've got that lurk up for ZTI. Is going to try and come in on this backstab. Unbroken changing sides of the pit as the Molotov comes in. Head trick one. Unbroken flicks, but it's equal trades. And Latic cannot go through these smokes. That would be too optimistic. With ZTR locking them out along, he doesn't choose to stay there. Instead, hiding in Graveyard, and this is, again, a retake. Na'Vi have got to make the call quick. They've been re-smoked at Moto, and that is enough to seal the deal. Na'Vi are out.
This AWP still hasn't fired a bullet, Hugo.
Yeah.
I mean, it fired 3 that round, but not at anybody, just through smokes. Whoa. Dude, it's such a shame. Because even in the round where he tried to peek mid, Hedrick got the kill anyway. So he didn't get a chance there. I hope he goes back for another mid peek. He just tried peeking banana in this round at the beginning of it. It's clear he wants to be involved. He wants to be in the action. But you're running out of chances to get warmed up. That's the worry.
God, Nipper just chipping away at this block of marble right now, slowly creating their masterpiece. And it feels like they've been in control the whole time, right? So many rounds, Na'Vi having to give up. All 3 of these post plants, all 3 of these 1T rifle rounds have been Na'Vi saving in every time equal odds.
They're doing the boost peek down mid. Whoa, there we go!
Set him up, and he'll knock him down. It's a first head-to-head AWP, all half.
It's Hedrick again, by the way, being a nice teammate, setting him up for that boost to take the opening fight.
Cool guy.
Hedrick seems like a really good dude, man.
Yeah. They're just going to double down. Sapik, he beats the molly, but no one else does. Had to get that kill. This was a done round. Now it still rests on the shoulders of the Young Ninjas. In they come, leaving a player for the back line, but everyone else makes it through the Molotovs. Plant can come in. Nipple will respect it. It's going to be a retake. Do not save Na'Vi. You got to give this a go. You are half buying anyway. You'll be, reinvesting next round regardless. So I really like to see them go for this round. The other saves have made sense. This one wouldn't, and they're going to do it anyway. Don't get me wrong. Money isn't perfect, but I would have at least liked to see those pistols go in and try and get traded off rifles. But it is hard to, half commit to a B retake.
Yeah.
It's kind of all in or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, they floated around a moment just to see if anyone overextended or gave them a reason to go for it, but when that doesn't happen...
Dear, oh dear.
Yeah, they will just make that call to save. Something I want to say, though, we keep talking about Hedrick. It takes a lot to realize, when someone is having a rough game and to try and get them into it. You sometimes see teammates who are really proficient at this. The fact that he didn't take the AWP off of him last time, that he's boosting him over in middle, it shows that he's got that awareness. No, I just need to get this guy activated. He just needs to be in the fights. And so that's a nice feeling. It's good that he's got that kind of awareness, not just for his own game, but for the well-being of his teammates.
Certainly, because I don't keep talking about him, but T-side was one thing, but Latic on CT, I don't think he's made any mistakes. I wouldn't say that he's screwed any situations up. A lot of it has just been unlucky rounds, or we've seen these saves from Na'Vi. He's been in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe some misreads in there and in being in the wrong position, but it's not like you said for ages. He hasn't even fired a shot. He hasn't been given a chance. So a lot of it hasn't come down to him and has just come down to this excellent T-side calling. I think, even more credit to ZTR off the back of that.
Yeah,
And
he's had the AWP for more rounds than he's fired bullets, which is crazy. Out through middle, past Hedrick. They don't check for Unbroken, and that lets him get away with one. You would have loved more, but...
Save?
No, I don't think you can now. This is one where you actually have pieces to launch a retake as well. The double smoke, the molly. You can use this. You can try, construct a little wall of smokes to get you past Moto.
Dear, oh dear. Gotta go quick, though. Kit's available. Latic locked out on long. I mean, Na'Vi just going for this because I think they know they have to. They've saved just... maybe one too many rounds. And there's more mollies. Now you have to save, Harry. Now you got to give it up. And people say Vertigo sucks.
Yeah, they didn't even want to. They didn't even want to save that round. But they're given no choice because of the utility.
It's insane how many of these rounds have come down to one entry and you've won. Even last round, Sapek runs through the B molly. He gets a pick and Na'Vi save. Right there, I think it was Linus, runs up into A, gets a pick, or trades Unbroken at least, who does all he can, and Na'Vi save. And some of these saves are totally justifiable. That one, right there, Like, what can you do? There is still a motor smoke down. You can't run through. Maybe you'll get away with it in your pug. You will not get away with it in this game. And Young Ninjas, this is a masterclass, but this has got to feel heartbreaking for Na'Vi Junior. Let's see what the vibes are like. We're jumping into the Ninjas team speak.
Yeah. Flasher uppe mitt.
Jag dodgar flash.
Mollan i mitt, akta bänk. Akta bänk.
Jag flashar, vänta jag lägger på flash.
Ja.
Chilla. 2 B. Jag laddar. Boom. Jag kan silent.
Ingen pikar. Ja, gör det.
Han piken är dog, jag är toppe.
Nice, akta bänk.
Cancel.
Han var
Till pikar, spider.
Jag är toppe.
En kort och lång.
En lång, en kort.
Jag är toppe, Love kan
Låt
ta
bara
uppe.
söka in B.
Var det av till mitt?
Här Love
Ja,
tar.
av mitt.
Jag släckte de här, jag kommer ta
Love
red.
Jag följer sen. Jag hoppar en gång, såg ingen gå ut.
AVP med Tiger 50 i alla fall.
Jag smäcker in honom.
Right.
Ja.
Jag har gjort ljud som fan.
Ge mig din flash Anton.
Jag tror helt ärligt boys att ni kan söka.
Right. Jag tror typ vi kan, hur många needs har de lagt? Har vi räknat det?
Smockar de
Hur många
bunny i början
mollos?
Anton?
Jag vet inte vad det är som är.
Right. De har använt 2 smokes då. En
Hur många
molly.
mollos har de använt?
Minst en. Vi vet bara om en.
En på B.
Right. Vi
En
lägger
safe
smoke
call.
sen så mollar vi efter tycker jag och sen så söker vi in efter.
Ja. Jag
Jag
kommer
lägger
hålla
ruins. Jag lägger ruins sen så mollar jag sen på.
Får det se ut som
jag lägger
en
nu.
kille lägger det för då kommer de inte
Jag
lägga
lägger
det.
nu.
Okej, lägg du nu. Jag kommer lägga sen.
köra.
Ja.
Chilla nu.
Låt mig.
Sök inte in förrän vi lägger mollo.
Ja, jag är redo med
Jag lägger ruins nu. Chilla med molotov sen.
Kan man pika ruins direkt.
Du flashar så jättebra, skit.
Jag mollar
Lägg
nu så
molly
kommer jag
nu.
dubbelflasha. Jag dubbelflashar, kör in. Jag la en flash där. Jag la en till flash
Jag
där.
behöver inte ruins.
Busta trea.
Ruins.
Ruins.
Erik
Jag plantar
heter
fettan.
Plantan duell.
Jag plantar fettan. En CT fade. Jag plantar direkt.
Busta trean här. Jag kan flash ruins om du
Flash ruins direkt.
Laddar.
Han är klar, slå vänster. Han är vänster tror jag.
Han backade.
Jag är lite kack där i trean.
Ja, jag försöker hålla ruins också bror.
Jag kommer picka bäst.
Jag kommer söka CT.
Ett. Jag är redo att picka. Måla mig.
Håller det. Nice Anton, se på ruins. Jag håller CT.
Ett skott Anton.
Ruins.
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 Göm dig, göm dig.
Ruins vänster.
Synd.
Hora, jag hoppar man.
Det är chill mannen.
Mitt under Anton.
He loves a fight, doesn't he?
We've had a lot of this today, haven't we? Not just in this game.
Dude, I don't know, man. When you hear him shooting, you know he's checking angles. You know he's not on the bomb. What, like, would you say 2-3 more seconds would have done that?
Yeah, but it's like the Regali clutch earlier, right? Like when we had the same plant, same map, Regali's banana, and he knows, like, maybe he thinks that the time's not good anyway, but he's just trying to peek ahead of the tap. And, like, it's crazy how many clutches and how many 1v or clutches, yeah, 1vx's or XV1s more likely that we have just seen thrown today. Like, and I wouldn't even say that this is like a common thing in the Academy League. We actually have teams playing things really safe, but today I don't know what's going on. There have been so
There's
many
something in the
these,
water,
yeah,
isn't
something
it,
in the
man?
water. You know, yeah, something's happened to the frogs, dude. I don't know. We see so many thrown XV1s. It's crazy. That hurts. That really hurts for ZTR. But again, that was a very difficult round to start. I want to talk about how Na'Vi started that round. If you remember back at the beginning in mid, Unbroken was wide swinging mid with the orb next to him. They were taking fights. I think Na'Vi realized that we can't keep letting them execute and get these bomb plants. We need to be winning our fights early, at least thinning the herd. And even then, Ninjas still managed to bully their way into a 2-on-1. They will lose the round. That one's got to hurt. But, yeah. This game, fatigue has got to be getting to everyone right now. Stressful.
Really smoking top mid. It's nice, but Young Ninjas go right through it. Very passive for Na'Vi Junior, playing backed up. Like, flashed off the angle. Still good for the first. ZTR on the receiving end of that. The bomb was about to go out through long. Will have to change its mind and regroup over on the short side. Nades into the pit, but the smoke's already down. That molly isn't going to work. They don't check for head trick, and he's on with 3. Wonderful sight hold from the man. Only Rolf left alive. And Unbroken, very wormy with how he plays the pit. It's 13, Na'Vi Junior, not ready to die yet.
Imagine if Na'Vi had saved all these rounds, they've saved 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s, they saved 4v4s, Harry, and now they play the long game so long that they outlast Young Ninjas. This is going to be a 14th for Na'Vi Junior. Ninjas have to save. Imagine if this, because honestly, I don't know how you've been feeling, but I've been loving this T side. And look at the effect of what one lost clutch can have. It can buckle you, and not just economically, but also mentally. And Na'Vi have been, the whole time in these saves, Na'Vi have been saying to themselves, like, come on, guys, it's fine. We're playing the long game. We're still in this. It's not over. It looks insane. But when we get to this point, you start wondering, like, oh my god, is this possible? They've done this again.
Yeah,
they just start 5A. Ballsy cool. Imagine if Na'Vi win this map. Shocking. And I don't want to get ahead of myself. There's still another gun round. But at least for 14-14, they look good.
Yeah, it just wants to be a mid-pop here for Young Ninjas. Headtrick and Latic are both fighting this together, as has so often been the case. They will eventually start to taper off after not seeing anything for a while, falling back into these more passive angles. Don't want to overstay a welcome and give them a reason to win this round. So playing back in the site, and Na'Vi have done this already, playing these close sight crossfires. It's very hard to deal with on an eco such as this. You just don't have the utility to force players out of their crossfires.
Ooh.
Missed shot for Latic, but he immediately falls back. He knows better than to repeat that. Let the rifles handle it, and they will. Linus, team kill in the mix, and that's 14.
Oh god, you hope ZTR still like, got his head in the game right now, right? Like that's his last few rounds.
It's gonna haunt you as well. Like the fact that
the 1v1 that he overpeaks in, the round after 5-on-5, he's long with a flash out. He gets peeked by Latic, gives him one of his 7 kills, and now he gets TK'd. Like these last few rounds of ZTR have not been fun rounds, and so I hope his head is still in this game right now.
I mean, also, dude, the other way I look at it is like ZTR's a very, very smart person, like a very, very smart player. He'll be the kind of guy though who you can imagine like might replay moments and go, oh, if only, right? Because he knows what the right decision is a lot of the time.
Can't waste time on it though. This is it. This is the here, the now, the culmination of the last couple of hours, maybe even the last few days. That's getting burnt out of B, triple B for Na'Vi. They've gone from 5A starts to 3B starts, and Latic's already rotating out. Did he at least fire his ult before he left to try and imply that it was B? I hope so. Because that might be fakery in and of itself. That might be what sends Nip back to this A site. And 2K trying to get that info back, and it's a well-timed Molotov in middle as the util comes out from Young Ninjas. Sapic's cut out of B, and Young Ninjas are going to commit.
Yeah, they got top mid control. They still have a player waiting at Banana, right? It leaves options open. You could always go back and rejoin Sapic. And, you know, this is like establishing a bit of a T default here, right? Denying the info in top mid.
Latic had fired his AWP at B as well, so they probably still think it's there.
But Sapic is now looking like he's going to come back and join up with the A play. Isn't a flash here available to Young Ninjas? So you got to hope the smokes are enough and that your aim is true. Here they come up through the short side. As mentioned, no flashes to get these angles cleared. Down in pit, the molly will fail because of that smoke drop, and this is grinded to a very awkward halt. There's 10 seconds left. They've got to get into the site. They don't clear Latic, and so this could be his moment. This could be his round. Missed shot. The bomb's going down, a chance at the plant. They just get it planted down in the pit. A dink from Unbroken leaves it all on ZTR. In the site with the AWP, another chance at a clutch. A chance at redemption for ZTR. But this time, he's got to fight every step of the way. The molly forces him forward and Nipple cleans it up. It's 15 for Na'Vi Junior.
Whatever happens here, absolute bravo to Na'Vi Junior. I don't think there are many teams in any tier of Counter-Strike that would have saved like, not just in the spots they were in, but in so many back-to-back rounds. And it was all part of the plan. It was all the long game. Here we are, round 30, and Bomb Plant money is at least going to save the Young Ninjas. They have something. But it's not their best buy. It's not fielding an AWP. It's requiring a MAC-10. And Na'Vi Junior, just when you thought that they were roasted out of this map, They have risen from the ashes. Latic has come back in with, yeah, some optimistic no-scopes. Hit 2 kills in that round, didn't he? Got the first opener on the short side. And even no-scoped the first man into the site. So here we go, 15-14. Timeout for Young Ninjas. Their first timeout, I'd like to tell you. But it was going so right. It was going so right until it all went so wrong.
Wow, dude, this is just wild, isn't it? Like, never thought this is the position we would be in. Navı Junıor just one away from locking this in. Still overtime potential on the cards. Attack pause. Maybe that's given Young Ninjas a bit of time to figure out how they want to approach this one. The final round in regulation. Hopefully their heads are back in order. Latic with an early peek down Banana, fully blind off the angle. That Mac 10 is chasing him down over the smoke. Will come his savior. Fen 2K stops the aggressor, stops that man running him down with the Mac 10 at least.
He died to save the AWP, so it has to be worth it.
Here we go. Was that sacrifice in vain? Did you pick the wrong mans to stand up and defend in this instance? Latic, 17 points of health, blinded off the angle. Will have another shot after this one. Ooh. Now needs to hold on as he's here alone. 1 to his name already. But in they come and Fuzi locks him out. It's a 3-on-2, a retake that Navı Junıor would normally save in. They've now got to give a go.
Oh, that was quick. What a recovery from Fuzi. He looked dead. An head trick. He's got to pull out some rabbit out of his sleeve right now. 1v3. Dove under the hat. Sneaking in. And Linus, he has that first contact. Dark player tucked in with the AWP. Can't really swing, but doesn't need to. Linus locks in overtime at a bare minimum. And we run it back. Unbelievable. What a match. I'm lost for words.
Yeah, I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now, Hugo. I really can't. I mean, credit to Young Ninjas there. Yeah. They had to make that work with less through and through, right?
They had Mac 10. I love watching Sapek play, dude. This guy is like so mental. He does not care. He will just double you.
He's got a really good eye for situations as well. Like, he's able to make decisions under such stressful scenarios. Like, everything he does, like, the reason why I say cringe lord, man, is just because like,
why has he done that?
He does like the most wild stuff, but he'll make reads, like split-second decisions that a lot of the time are right.
I mean, we're giving credit to the bottom player on the team, but yeah, numbers don't tell the full story. Everyone's had their rounds here in an overtime game. Even Latic, who's come back into his own as well, couldn't follow up. I was so scared when he was quad. They had 2 mollies, being the Ninjas, and they didn't molly him. They just dry fight him. But it worked. We're here, and we're going nowhere but deeper into the game. Now money is no longer a problem. Now saves are no longer on the tip of your tongue. And now Na'Vi need to fight for what they set themselves up for. Latic has to reroute. Deep long smoke for a mid to B play is something we haven't even seen once in 30 rounds of Counter-Strike. T-spawn hasn't been taken, or CT spawn hasn't been taken by a T. Not from the long side, and that shall continue.
If Rolf is going back to join up for like an attempt at a B split, it doesn't look like... If he does, I hope he gets the bomb. Because right now, still at T-ramp, Sapek might be the one to do it. That's all well and good, but this means it's probably not the B split, man. Now you're looking for an A commitment. You've given up that banana control. You're grouped in top middle. 30 seconds. It's another one of these late hits out of the Young Ninjas.
Oh, this massive recommit.
Latic's back on the angle. If he went mid here, could have found them all with their backs turned. Instead, the sight hold needs to come from the pit position. Unbroken, hiding in his smoke, while Latic is just hoping something connects. With his teammate dead and a 3-on-4, this might just be a save.
Yeah, and you've actually got money to go for it. Like, it's 12.5k, you know, yeah, it's fair enough. Just from positions alone, it's a map that you just know you can't even win, a round you can't even win. I love how Young Ninjas destroy that A setup. They did it with one smoke, that deep, long smoke, right? You know that AWP is either going to be playing long corner, or maybe if Na'Vi are running a passive pit setup, it's going to be library side, or it's going to be back on long. So that smoke, it forces Latic from library all the way around to archway. It essentially peels him out of the A site, and then as the smoke fades, Headtrick moves out of A to play long with him. It looks like you're getting lurked on long, or someone's trying to make a play, and so all that remains is Unbroken in pit. No one else is actually in the bomb site when the play comes in.
Well, so I'm not 100% sure, but I also, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but the smoke in pit was off the mark, and a part of me wonders if it was because they threw one in there. But yeah, there was no swing. I saw they mollied, so it might have just been from where he smoked the Molotov.
He's been smoking the molly all game.
But it's like usually the smokes come down ahead of the Molotov. I think there it was just late to catch it, and so
whichever way it was,
ruined his smoke lineup, and that meant he had no choice but to hide. And it's like when there's a smoke there, mate, you know that someone's in it.
Oh, is this a B rush? It's something we haven't seen in Young Ninja's T side in a gun round. So even though we have Headtrick all the way, or Unbroken, sorry, all the way down mid, there's no bomb. Now, it's not something that Na'Vi should ever find out about unless Nip come back, and they will eventually. But Rolf, oh, the timing. Oh, it goes both ways, and Unbroken whiff shot. Rolf gets a kill. Now just holding on to Ab's aggression. 5-on-4, the pressure's on Na'Vi, and you know they're feeling it. You know they're feeling the need to aggress. Someone might have to. Both Headtrick and Nipple making a move, and Rolf too busy looking at the patterns to stop that shot. Fuzi does pick up the AWP at B, and the bomb has been secured. It's only Fen2k, the last grenade out. Young Ninjas ready to execute, and you can already see Na'Vi running, scrambling to stop this play.
Yeah, Fen2k, last time in the B defense, he died for Latic.
Oh,
this time, he's burning in the molly, trying to put up this final stand. Does get across the dark. He's done well to reposition, but should be dead on the swing to that AWP. And so only Nipple left. 1-on-3 for him. Give it a go, man. Yeah. See what you can do.
Please.
Util goes out, first blocking off Banana. That Molotov fell short, and yeah, that was a little bit rough, mate. The molly meant to try and force the pool player out of position, but instead it actually trapped him in CT. Not that it ever came to matter. Fuzi with that T-side AWP finding impact. 17-15. One away from a flawless T-side in OT.
What a game. Na'Vi grinded down on this CT side, saving after saving into overtime. And now, with all the money in the world, with all they ever wanted and waited for, Young Ninjas are ready to close the door, slam it shut in their face. Some aggression. It worked out earlier, but it's been a while, and Sapek was holding for it with a flash from T-Ramp. He's going to be able to get that kill. Warp is still here. Back on long side. 2 players still at B for Na'Vi, even though they still have full Banana info for now. And there's that rotate, but Fen2k doesn't want to peek off the nade. Jump spots are fine, albeit dangerous. And Molly at top B is going to trap him at sandbags. Sapek, known to go through this smoke. It's actually Rolf at the top. Oh, sorry, no, it is Sapek.
I like the Latix over on short this time, right? So often he just gets smoked on Moto, and them going a man down has actually forced this short reposition out of him. That flash is pretty brutal, and now you learn about the AWP's presence.
Might even go back to Sapek. He's got still Banana control. And that they do. That means Rolf needs to make a move now. You don't want him just sitting around killing lurkers. And yeah, he's faking out A, dropping smokes at Apps, contacting to B, and Sapek needed that kill. You need to trade, and ZTR will provide. Looking like a 3-round half for the Ninjas. They wormed their way in. Rolf with a lurk and a kill, and every second he buys is time for Young Ninjas to get this B plant.
This is so awkward. Unbroken can't even begin his rotate till he's dealt with Rolf on the lurk. Bomb now going down. Oh, bomb now going down.
Headtrick imagine.
Gets through with a kill as a result of the delay. Don't want that to be something that comes back to hurt Young Ninjas. It has given Unbroken a little more room here. You know, he was a very long way away. If that was an instant plant, there'd only be like 10 seconds left right about now. He's still in with the chance. However, it's very unlikely with this crossfire split between CT and Ruins. You can just peek on the contact of the CT play. Don't even have to fight this one, and it won't come down to it. Linus secures that flawless T side for the Young Ninjas.
Yeah, let's talk Fuzi as well, right? As soon as we've got him onto this overtime in these post plants, he has been influential. Like, only 1 or 2 kills in them, but it's the swing kills. It's those 3-on-3s and 3-on-2 kills that essentially win you the round. It puts the clutcher in an impossible spot, and none of these clutches have come through for Na'Vi. Fuzi's had massive impact. And Latic, who they've been trying to, boost into this game all map long, has again gone cold. Whether or not he's in the right position hasn't made a difference. And 3 up in a row for Young Ninjas. They have 3 chances to close.
Yeah, T-side AWP is out from the get-go. Aggression from Fuzi playing this little corner in the smoke. Maybe just an A-pop. You've heard the AWP fire out. You know, it wasn't terribly uncommon for them to triple lean there with the AWP early, so maybe that's the read here, but that's not the case for Young Ninjas. They do still have 3 at this A site. Over in the long smoke, it's damage dealt by ZTR. They get into the site, and Linus has had to turn on a dime, but the flash is really nice to help him out.
Dear.
That's damage. Head tricks fed a double. It's not over yet, boys. Don't get ahead of yourselves. There's still 2 in the site. A crossfire between Pit and Linus. And he's just dancing around the site. And there's Rolf to close. 19-15. When we hit overtime, the Ninjas, they come alive.
Oh my goodness.